Snail Games might have just lost a potential of 15,000 players for the Ark IP. So Ark Aquatica, the current talk of this week's Ark debate, is finally here. It is a real thing. We've gone all the way out to release, but unfortunately, even though the expectations weren't high, this has kind of done so much damage, and the future of Ark as an IP and the future of Ark Survival Evolved continuing after this is looking a little bit crazy. What is up? It's your boy Stefan, and yeah, Ark Aquatica, unfortunately we have to talk about it, and unfortunately it has actually made the situation for Ark just that much worse. We were expecting, hey, they're gonna make all the same mistakes Wildcard normally makes, and for the most part they didn't. We had one big delay where they pushed it back by a month, but then they had ads going out for this DLC. The DLC had a trailer that came out before it launched. The DLC launched on time, but with all these good things that happened, the DLC launched but broke Ark Survival Evolved. So people who were still playing that game after it was sunsetted have now lost so much after already losing so much on the sunset of the game, which is insane to me. But looking at the way they did their rollout, I'm thinking, hey, Snail Games were trying to make a play here. They were trying to say, hey, all the things that you guys have been wanting us to do and wanting Wildcard to do, and they keep blaming us for it. Look, we did it correctly. We're so much better. It hasn't been us. They were trying to prove to us, the player base, that, hey, we're not the problem. It is Wildcard. And there's two ways about it. The first way is maybe they're being legit and they're actually trying to prove that it wasn't them. Or secondly, maybe they're trying to orchestrate things to make us believe it wasn't them, so we'd buy into Aquatica, which a lot of people didn't buy into. And from the looks of things and from the looks of what they've done with this Aquatica update, it looks like no, Snail Games, it isn't Wildcard, it's you. Okay, they broke it. Normally when Ark breaks, people are still itching to get onto Ark, itching to play Ark. But after this update and this DLC finally came out for Ark Survival Evolved, you would think, hey, maybe it's rocky at the start and maybe it's going to be a little bit of issues here and there, but people are going to be itching to play this DLC. They're going to want to go there. But that's not the case. You'd think, hey, new content. They had a fleshed out release plan. They actually did it properly, a proper loadout. This is the best rollout I have ever seen from Studio Wildcard or Snail Games, period. But they had a proper plan set up. Why are the player counts on ASC on Steam plummeted to the lowest we have seen them in the past 5 years? The first thing we have to look at is the fact that Wildcard birthed Ark. They birthed the IP. So a lot of us, even though we bought into the dinosaurs, the exploration, and the survival, we kind of bought into the people who made this idea, Wildcard. So the fact that Wildcard are coming out and have been coming out to say, hey, this has nothing to do with us, this is Snail Games, that first of all is going to drop player interest. It's going to drop our interest, because now you're making us choose between you or the creators of this thing that we love so much. No matter how bad they are, we're always going to choose the creators. So already you're losing our trust there. We're not coming with you. That's the first mistake that Snail Games made. They really thought they could pull everyone over to support them. No matter how much we talk about Wildcard and the stupid things they do, we still have a level of respect and trust in them. They created this thing that we love so much. And then secondly, you could look at it as a way of, hey, the only reason the game isn't working and the DLC crashed Survival Evolved was because Wildcard has terrible code. Their code is so terrible that no one can work with it. Even people who know what they're doing can't work with the code. But riddle me this. When we look at Wildcard and when they've been doing things for Ark Ascended, and let's just talk about Ascended for a second, we are looking at cross-platform, cross-play. They have extended the game so far and intertwined us from all consoles into one player base. How is it that when they do make mistakes, it isn't this bad? Snail Games only had one platform to work on, one platform to get right, and they still didn't get it right. How did that happen? When you only have one thing to focus on and you fumbled it, how? So even if people are trying to say, hell, it's Wildcard's fault for their crappy code, Snail Games had 10 years to make this thing happen, and they had one platform to worry about, and they still failed. I feel like there's no excuse for that. There is absolutely no excuse for the fact that you couldn't even get one platform correct. And honestly, if you think about it logically, the red carpet was out. Snail Games, if it isn't you, this is the time you show us. This is the time you step on business and you say, look guys, we are not the problem here. We are not the reason. Wildcard just uses us as a scapegoat. They just use us to put all the problems on because we won't speak out. Here it is. This is us. This is what we can do. Rock with us. But no, instead of that, they fumbled it on the big stage where everyone's looking, the paparazzi's out. We caught you, you're still trash. But hey, up until the release, I commend them. It was good. Their plan actually looked kind of solid until the actual product came out. But I do really think that this overall thing was a sneaky ploy to split us up a little bit more, because at the end of the day, if they can remove all of us from trusting Wildcard and trusting them, they could potentially put Wildcard in a corner where they don't have the player support anymore. They might have to fully sell the Ark IP to Snail Games. And I low-key feel like behind the scenes, this is what they're trying to do, trying to bring in new life into Ark Evolved and say, hey guys, look what we can do if you guys give us full control. And that would make people want to move over to Snail Games and get on the Snail Games boat, which it actually just failed colossally. And I'm kind of happy because I'm like, no matter what Wildcard do, I don't want them to lose the IP that they created and they've nurtured up to this point. And the major drawback from this whole thing is Ark Evolved, up till this date, since it was sunset, always had higher player counts when it came to Steam and other charts you could look at. People were playing and enjoying Evolved, even without official support, even without new content. People were enjoying Evolved way more than they were actually enjoying Ark Ascended, which was crazy because this game is sunsetted, it's over, it's done, it's not getting anything new. And that's the reason why Snail Games went back there, because they say, hey, so many people are playing this game, we can make a quick buck on it. But now, the game that is surviving on its own, by itself, because the community is keeping it alive, how dare you go in and put a new DLC that breaks everything? Yes, Ark Evolved is hardly playable right now because of this new DLC, which is crazy because a lot of people have put in so many more hours after the sunset into Evolved, and all their saved games, everything is corrupted, everything is broken, and they can't play. And you also forced everyone to come in here and do a whole new update across the board. People didn't get warned about it, just told new update for everyone, even if you don't buy this DLC, which is kind of whack because if you're playing Ark Evolved right now, you know you're gonna have to be using a lot of DLCs just to keep the game afloat and keep giving yourself new content from the community modders. So that's looking at like a 2, 3, 400 gigabyte download file. Now you're tacking on another like 60 gigs. How is that fair to anyone? And it's just disgusting. Evolved was sunset, nothing more, no more content, no more drastic changes from the devs, no more botches from the devs, no more game-breaking errors in coding from the devs. It was meant to be done, it was meant to be put away. Why would you go back and ruin the experience that people are still clutching onto? It just feels so like out of touch, like it's just crazy. And they thought this was a good idea and this was a way that they're gonna make a bunch of money from the player base that still remained on Ark Evolved. Like at the end of the day, that is the last thing anyone who was playing Ark Evolved actually deserved. And I go back once in a while and now it's like, damn, imagine the people who are full-time on Evolved surviving. A lot of people's servers aren't working because of this update. A lot of things are just broken, and because there's no official support, how are any of these things going to get resolved? There's no official support. Everything people were doing was by themselves on unofficial channels, trying to keep their Ark alive, trying to keep their maps alive. And you just broke it. Great way to kill the actual community and kill the community modders and kill a game that is thriving without you. It's like an aquarium that's just thriving because there's enough water, enough oxygen for all the fishes and all the plants, and it's just living on its own. You guys just came and dumped a bucket of oil in there. And when you look at it, you might think, hey, this is a win for Wildcard, right? They just proved Snail Games is the problem. Snail Games just went and destroyed Ark Evolved. Players have stopped playing Ark Evolved. Ark Evolved's numbers are going down. This is a win, right? There's like it has to be a win. But that's where it's like, no, it isn't. This is actually a bigger loss for Ark as a whole IP. Yes, the player counts on Evolve have plummeted, like they're crazy low. Those numbers did not reflect on Ark Ascended. The people didn't say, okay, I'm not playing Ark Evolve, let's go to play Ark Ascended. No, they didn't. They just stopped playing Ark. Snail Games might have just lost a potential of 15,000 players for the Ark IP. An IP that's already struggling, trying to get its players to come back and get its players to stay. You might have just lost 15,000 players. Imagine this was the last thing. This was the moment, the thing that just made people finally shelve the game. Finally say, hey, it's been 10 years. You know what? It's time to put this game in the shelf. this might have been it. This might have been people's last straw. We didn't need to go back and change anything and ruffle any feathers on Evolved. So why it was necessary is just beyond me. And no matter how you look at it, no matter what you want to say, and I understand it, a lot of people are also blaming this on Wildcard. People just believe this is a stunt that Wildcard and Snail Games came together to do to push people to go buy ASA. Hey, if we say we're putting a new update on ASC, we destroy the game, no one can play the game, maybe they're gonna go and play Ark Ascended. And that was the big plan. A lot of people are saying that this is the actual plan that's going on right now, and that's what they're trying to do. And I know for a fact that it actually isn't. Wildcard is like, yo, leave us alone. We try to stop them. They didn't want to do it. And it's just crazy because no matter what, people are always going to find a way to blame Wildcard about things. And I'm one of those people where I do blame Wildcard. When they do something, I do blame them. But this has nothing to do with them. So like, take it from me. You guys say I'm a certified Wildcard hater. Take it from me. This is not them. As a community, if you think that when Ark Ascended gets to where it needs to be, people would have come from Ark Evolved to Ascended, but now those people might potentially not even be there anymore. And hopefully this didn't affect any other platforms. I'm not sure if you're playing on any other platform, did anything else change? Did anything drastic happen to you? I hope not, because at the end of the day, they said this was a PC only update, so they might as well have only messed up PC. I don't play on console anymore, so I don't really have the knowledge on that. So if you do, let me know in the comments below. Are you crashing? Did anything weird start happening after the release of this new map on Ark Evolved? The reviews aren't good, the playability isn't good. Some people looked past everything and they were just still playing ASC. They looked past it all. And this is just a middle finger to them, a second time. It's embarrassing for Ark. It's embarrassing for the Wildcard team. It's embarrassing for Snail Games. And as one of the biggest games in the gaming community, it's embarrassing for us, the players, bro. Because we're just over the last couple of months, we're just a laughing stock, bro. We're just becoming a laughing stock, and it's annoying because Ark is a great game. And how do you express the fact that Ark is a great game to people who've never heard about Ark, but they'll always consistently see the news, consistently see all the bad things that are happening here? How do you convey that, yo, you should actually give it a shot? This is how we push away players before they even start. And it's crazy that Snail Games doesn't see that. The bottom line is this should have been something that was made for ASA, because if they put all the time into ASA, give us something new like this on ASA, we wouldn't be affecting the already stable player base on ASC, and this would have just made a few bumps on the road of ASA, and we could have fixed it. We had newer tech, we have the whole team, the whole effort working on ASA, which means everything would be resolved a lot faster. There's going to be official support, but they decided to go backwards instead of forward. Who takes 10 steps back when we haven't even taken 10 steps forward? It's just insane. The marketing, the idea, the fact that they did this is just ridiculous. But yeah, that's my little rant about this whole thing. It's getting to the point now. It's like, how do we recoup? How do we stop this? How, like, as players, what can we actually do? We say stop giving our money, but when we stop giving our money, guess what? Ark is going to plummet. We're going to lose Ark as a whole. It's going to be gone. So Wildcard, the people who created Ark, are going to lose out. How do we make a stand? Like, what do we do? If you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, if you guys have any opinions, let me know in the comments below, and I'll try to reply to as many comments as I can. But until then, yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one.